What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You're now watching Kinetic Outcome, and we are now with Paola.
Okay, Hector. Without your lovely vest and your lovely pink necktie and your full-on suit, what is and who is the real Hector behind the suit?
Spiritual. I do not believe in what I see.
Can you elaborate that?
Everything is 95% mindset, 5% is your outcome. So like when you took that leap of faith, you already had an idea of who you want to be anyway. All you had to do was translate that to reality. Because I always tell this to everyone I meet nowadays. It is mind-blowing. Everything you see around you, including my suit and whatever you're wearing, was once by thought. Even the buildings outside and the boats down there, right?
Right.
So if it was all once by thought, we're all living in a dream. So it starts from within. So anything we want, I'm not going to say 100%, but at least 95 is doable. It's just, it really depends on the level of what you want. If you want to call somebody, it's easy to manifest. You just call, right? You want to go to a park, film some people, it's easy. But if you have a big, crazy idea of, okay, I want to have 10 people working in my video company, and I want to make sure I have a motion graphics department, and I will be, of course, the creative director, but I want to build it to a position where if I'm not around, it's still running. Now that's a business.
Yeah.
Now, if you have that thought, yes, it's possible, you've already seen it, but it might take 5 to 10 years from now. Yeah. So just put your mind to it.
Cool. Very well said. Okay. How do you approach stress?
I love pain. Same to gym. If it doesn't hurt, then you're not really putting anything into it. You see people in the treadmill running slowly. They're not actually losing much weight, or maybe just a little bit of movement. So stress, there's good stress, there's bad stress. And like what you said, you get numb to it. I'm very straightforward. A lot of my friends know this. So I have only one type of friend, like batch of friends. Either they like me or they don't, because I'm very blunt. So since we can swear here, I'm just that type where I really don't give a fuck.
Cool.
Like if you
Finally.
don't like my idea, but I can see I can make it work, agree to disagree. You know, I still love you, but I'll make it work. And once it works,
Yeah.
so that's just me. And
How do you approach your friends when they disagree with what you're
why do you
Trying.
disagree? Just tell me your point of view and I'll give you mine. But if you still don't agree, I'll make it work. Because I'm never a believer of I can't make it work.
Okay. Do you want them to agree with you?
Not really, because in the end you'll agree when I make it work. So you can't see it, right? It's fine, but this is me. And people get caught up with I have to please people on what they think, and this is how society is. My boss is my boss, so I have to make sure my boss has to approve first before I do things. But what I learned, because I am in sales, right, and business, everything we do is sales in the end of the day. You sell yourself as I'm this video girl, and this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm good at. So when I am on stage as an artist, for example, in that persona, I'm on stage, the lights are on me, people are looking at me, so I have to sell myself every minute with every word I say, right, when I'm rapping. So to get back to your question again, the stress part, right?
Yes.
Because you had another one on top of that.
How do you disagree?
Agreeing.
Do you
Yeah, when you are just you, whatever you think you do, you're authentically you. You're not apologetic. And many may doubt, or hey, you gotta ask permission from that person first before. But you took action, you got the result. So back to that, yeah, in sales, get the result, then apologize later. Oh, that was not part of the rules. Yeah, I understand, but I got the result, so.
Okay, so you get it first.
Yeah, because people will barely make comments when you get the results anyway.
Okay.
But at first, you always get doubted. Because this is another way, right? People are not open to something unfamiliar. But the way I think is just that, everything around you by thought. And business gets more complicated because it was simple back then. We needed more ideas, right? Now ideas are infinite still, but back then, oh yeah, the straw.
Yeah.
Maybe for ladies, we could make a skirt.
Right.
For men, maybe fit t-shirts and fit jeans. Then it just keeps evolving. So be authentically you and never apologize for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a strong believer of if I don't please people, then the ones that really like who I am will eventually be attracted to me anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't mind losing
Friends.
people and
You
friends.
don't mind. Yeah.
Because what's important to me is just, have I done what I have to do?
Yeah.
Have I translated the gifts in my head to the 3D world, let's say? Because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to just follow. Especially when my heart is not in it. I will follow if my goal aligns to yours.
Right.
Right.
Then
If you
that's
say this
important.
has been done this way and it works, let's try it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, let's try my way. It's a
Okay.
new creative way, but hey,
Yeah.
everyone who succeeded were creative. And they used their head more than just complying.
Okay. Is Hector approachable?
In what way?
For example, in the gym, and then hey, somebody needs somebody's help with the plates or racks or something, or
I guess but you know how men are in the gym. Like, yeah, testosterone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro. So,
But I mean, in general, like, do you like meeting new people now that, like you said earlier, that you don't mind losing people?
because there's always, like you mentioned that word earlier, abundance. I don't mind losing one, I can gain 100.
Nice.
Right? And you don't mind losing this, maybe, because I've lost a best friend, right? And we all go through that, we go through breakups.
Right.
But you always have that mindset of just, I'm gonna get something better anyway. Maybe
Right.
just because that didn't suit. But doesn't mean they're bad people. But it was a moment in time.
Right.
And
That was an experience.
very bluntly saying, the past is the past. Fuck your story. Move forward.
Yes.
Because many just drag their stories. Right?
Yeah.
Before I was this. This
Yeah.
happened to me before. So I'm kind of like holding back now. But I'm very opposite. Like, I give you my trust 100% and I give you my love 100%. If you betray that, then I'm done. But I don't hate you, but I'm moving forward. But many people approach it with, defense mechanisms and walls and whatever's guarding. And whoever they meet, like, you have to earn my trust.
Right.
And me, it's simple. Like, I met you, great energy. Same for the gym, by the way. I go for energy. So when they're cool, the moment you look at them, they just smile at you. You're like, what's your name then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same. Like, my last girlfriend, I just approached her in the MTR, and she became my girlfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that right?
So you never know what you get, honestly.
That's a very important thing.
Yeah.
You go to MTR, approach a girl.
Yeah. Or
Easy.
you approach a man if you're a
Yeah.
woman. So you never know what you get. Honestly, people are just so caught up with what might they think. But I said this in a comment once. People think you're crazy because you're different. But in the world of people that create things and make it happen, actually, to us, the crazy ones are the ones who don't do anything about what they want to do. That's crazy,
Yeah.
because you might die tomorrow.
I like that. I would also say the crazy people, the good crazy people are the people who stand out amongst the crowd, the crazy ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they are the one who, like, get their shit done, get the ones who grow and the ones who, like, excel.
Yeah, you just double, triple, quadruple the frequency.
Right.
If you work on what you want to work on, it sounds like, so much work to a lot of people, but you do it 7 days a week, or maybe 6 days a week, and one whole day you always take a rest, but you're just consistent. you're not stopping. You're doing more and you're attacking angles that others won't think of.
Yeah.
Then that's how you move fast. It's like pumping a lever.
Right.
And you see finally the water is pumping. And you're drinking from the water, but you don't stop pumping the lever.
Right.
Because you got momentum. But a lot tend to pump the lever, get the momentum, water's out, they stop. But it took them half a year to pump that to get it up. But they rest for 6 months. So now they need another 6 months to build the momentum again. So I believe in energy. Everything's just momentum.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you struggle into something?
Struggle in something?
Currently, what do you struggle with job-wise?
Current position? More like growth, actually. Because my position is very hybrid. It's like, it looks like it's corporate, but I'm a frontline agent. If I stay solo as an agent, I'm self-employed. So if I don't work, I don't get result, which means I don't earn. If I build my business and build the team and I have 20 people or 40 or 100, which is doable, while I'm sleeping, I'm still earning. So that's a business. So the struggle, honestly, I don't even see a struggle because I've grown so much since I started. Because I don't rely on a paycheck as well. So I got to make sure I perform. I got to make sure people perform. Because I have 2 people on my team and the others that are taking exams. So slowly growing it. Then when this builds, then you can build more outside of it. Because we're not required to be here all day, right? We may implement systems, but it's your own business.
Right.
So I'm not going to say I don't struggle with anything. More like learning. Lots of challenges.
That's good.
And there has been more challenges this year, but it has improved my mindset as well. Because when you put yourself in a position where you're no longer relying on a paycheck, that's when you decide that, hey, I need to keep studying. I have to keep improving. So I'm relentlessly studying, reading books, going through audibles, and I just can't stop because if I don't grow, my team don't grow. If I don't become better, I attract not better people.
Yeah.
So as long as I improve, level up, level up, level up, level up, when I get to that peak point, I'm attracting these kind of people, right? So I'm a believer of your life is a reflection of your inner world based on your health, wealth, and relationships. And if you don't have one of that, it's okay, you can build it. 2, not so healthy, but 3, you're fucked. So you have to balance all 3. It can't just be all wealth. Wealth in terms of what though? Because many think it's money. So if you just focus on money, 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 but you don't have health, that's pretty bad as well. And if you don't have health, you just focus on money, it will damage your relationships as well. Because your focus is just money. You're just always for the money. So everything becomes monetary.
So Hector, what keeps you up at night?
Do you mean I can't sleep? Or
what? I mean, it's not like literally you can't sleep, but what makes you think about something that, something bothers you or something incomplete, keeps you keep on thinking about?
More like I'm excited.
What is it? Share it.
I just hit 30. Right? And
sorry, I cannot
no,
help
that's
it.
fine. I'm happy about it. We get finer in time. But it's like
You're super old. Oh my god.
No, I'm not.
Super old.
When I'm 40, I'm gonna look younger. You know what's the youngest guess I got this year? 22.
Ooh.
So I'm happy about it. Yeah. It was just recently I turned 21 and just like that.
Yeah.
I'm 30. So the more you age, it's like I should value my time more. And there's many things I have tweaked among these years in terms of thoughts. And there are things you really can't control. You cannot control how the global economic system runs. You cannot change a person if they don't want to be changed. And certainly the toughest part is you cannot instantly change family and their mindsets or their ways if you want to. So the only thing you control is you. So I'm always excited of things that I want to do, right? They're all like stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And I really want to get it out.
I like that answer.
Yeah. So there are nights I would sleep at 1 just because I'm enjoying my night. You know, I'm lying down for an hour watching something.
Right.
And then I'm sleeping, but ideas shoot in my head. If it's related to this business, then I have to message my group at night.
Right.
Like, hey guys, tomorrow we gotta do this, or hey, you forgot this, or suddenly another idea while I lie back down. Oh yeah, I forgot to remind that client of mine. Okay,
Yeah.
then I get up again and because
You remind them at night?
yeah,
Okay.
because they're sleeping. So when they wake up, who's the first thing they see in the morning? Me, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's a habit I had since I was a child. Anything I think of, do now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, it gets stacked up.
Yeah.
And same to rap. I think of 2 really nice bars. When you're writing bars as a rapper, you oh yourself like, oh, that's nice, right? So if you don't write it, you might forget it literally 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
So when thoughts come across,
You
right,
have to.
more
Right.
thoughts, right,
Yeah.
more thoughts, right. Next thing you know, holy shit, this thing makes sense backwards. So what I always tell the video guy behind the camera is, for some odd reason, this year onwards, I've been living my life moving forward by faith. But for some weird reason, things just make sense backwards. Like, this is the 23rd interview, right? And out of hitting 18 to 19, he has already got a lot of leads, and he's closed, if you don't mind me saying, over 30,000 worth of business.
Nice.
But just because we were filming and interviewing people. And
Right.
every end of the video, hey, I do video, so here's my card, just in case if you ever need my help.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're gonna get, but you take action. That's it. So I'm living the character of this because it's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I actually love it. And when I build it and there's more income, it's easier to make my music side happen too.
Right.
Because everything requires money, right? So build more value, give more value, then the money is a translation of the value you give. Then you can translate that to whatever you want,
Yeah.
right?
How do you stay productive?
I might die tomorrow. I think that's a good enough thing to say.
Okay.
You never know.
How do you stay productive? Like, do you have a
How do I stay productive?
Yeah. A lot of people get caught up with little things here and there. Do you have like a process to yourself? Like, for example, okay, you've got a list. Do you journal? Do you have a like jot down all of your
Always.
things to do?
Task list, always. And give yourself a limit to get that done. Because if you don't, then it stacks up next week.
Yeah.
And then you don't get it done next week or next month. The next thing you know, you have like so much.
Right.
Then it gets more overwhelming in time. And then until you become unresponsible.
Right.
So when you have one idea, write it down. Get the idea done.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe later you have 5 tasks on top of that besides your idea. Then you have another 2 ideas.
Right.
It just stacks up. So your job is to get it done.
Yeah.
And whatever is translated in your thought is connected to the goal you actually want to achieve.
That's cool.
Kinetic outcome is an example of that. This was a thought in 2018. I am interested in people in general, and called Edry. Hey, I have this idea. I want to interview people. So we did season 1 pilot. It's like, man, it's ugly. I don't like the quality. I look tired in the video. Okay, fine. Let's do season 2. Improve it. This time more professional. I'm in a suit, but so generic. Just asking question. No, like back to back.
Yeah.
Then, you know what? Okay, season 3. Let's refine it, make it better, more open like this. And kinetic is movement, consistent movement. Outcome is what you get. So like you going out to film was movement. And you got an outcome out of that without expecting it. Because you are being the person you want to be already now. And you're not in a position of lack. Because what you want, it has been done. You just have to vision the character you want and what you want to see 10 years later and bring that person to the present and be it now so you attract, because everything starts by thought before everything happens in reality.
Yeah. What's your biggest failure?
Failure in terms of,
I mean, in general, if you have identified a failure, or have you failed, or in terms of job, friends, family, girlfriend, or your inner self, how would you identify what is the failure that you have dealt before?
for 6 years, I took the past to the present. So I limited myself with chances.
What do you mean?
You get opportunities. Same to relationships.
So relationship, you
Yeah, that as well. Like, I closed myself for 6 years, but I had really great opportunities.
Yeah.
Like, they're ready for, at least to get into something, but I'm not.
Okay.
Just because I'm living in the past, and I have this belief of this was me in the past, like, oh, fuck relationships.
Yeah.
Like, fuck women, they're gonna distract me. So yeah, that's why I think that was a waste of 6 years. There were lovely options.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you thought about it
I think
as
it
a
was more of the
failure.
relationship part, though. Everything else was just learning, honestly.
In terms of your career, how would you like, have you dealt with any failure in your career?
It's very hard to answer because there's so many areas, right? Because
Pick one that stands out.
Because it's full of failures before you get the wins.
Yeah,
So,
I like that.
because before you win, you fail a lot.
Yeah. So
I can't.
what's a good scenario of, like, how would you describe like a failure? I failed on this. This is
Like,
something
I really
that
failed.
so that yeah, people can take some value out of that.
I think the best way to answer that is enjoy failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how did I become who I am today?
In a situation, give me like a one
Yeah.
situation.
How did I become who I am today is because I tried street sales. And anyone you see is an opportunity, but you have to approach. So you would approach 100 to stop 10 for presentations and get close to one sale because you did 10 presentations. But out of that 100 that you approach, some will ignore you, some will give you bad vibes, some will swear, like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get that. And
Yeah.
just different sorts of reactions. But in your mind, I gotta do presentations. And that's how I get to close somebody, right? And then you stop people, you find out who's, we call BS, like bullshit, let them go. If they're just bullshitting the whole time
Yeah.
while you're presenting. And it's really rewarding because you approached 100, you did 10 proper presentations, and that one person who bought, you just met them today in the street under the hot sun, convinced them with a 5-minute presentation, and got their credit card out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's the biggest failure is keep failing, I think. Because if you don't, you're not gonna get what you want.
Right. That's
And enjoy the
process.
The process, yeah.
the journey. It's the journey. Great. That's a great answer. I like that. I think not a lot of people realize that. Because when they experience failure, it demotivates them, or it feels like it's the end of the world for them, because I think you're privileged, and then you're surrounded with, great people.
Like you
Thank you very much.
and the camera guy.
And the camera guy.
Yeah.
But then not a lot of people has that. The circle, the good quality people, and then when you surround yourself with negativities or like people, you don't get this type of advices that, hey, you're failing, it's okay. What is your one piece of advice to people that is struggling with their career right now?
Everything you want to go for will have its struggles. If you watch the kinetic outcome videos, everyone has gone through their tough moments. And if there is no pain, I'm not going to say no gain though, you're never going to get to where you want to be because you ignore the process. And study athletes like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, study the most successful people, how they got to where they are, study Elon Musk's schedule. It's just up to you, because I always tell this to people. If you never identify what you want, you're going to work for the rest of your life for somebody's dream, right? And you're never going to be happy because you don't like what you're doing. You're just doing what you're doing to pay the bills. And it's worse when you have a family. And there's two outcomes to life. Either you're broke and it's hard because you can't handle a lot of areas in your life and mostly in the financial state, or it's hard but you're wealthy because you have so much responsibilities.
Right.
So you have to pick one, and you have to choose what single thing you want to commit to, but you can multiply it later, right, if you master one, and do whatever it takes relentlessly to make it work, because the risk that you are taking is you will never know the outcome unless you go for it.
That's a great advice.
Yeah, because it's trading your time and your life. Your time is currency that spends itself, right?
Time is
You're trading
money.
that for this. Is it worth trading your time for this?
Right.
Because you can still die tomorrow or later. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just that a lot of people don't value their time. And once you do, then you'll know where to focus on. Or you'll figure where to focus on, what makes you tick, what makes me happy. Now I know that my time is precious.
Right.
But many live as if they have a long time to live, even though they're very young. But there are people that are in their 20s or even below 20s that just randomly pass away. I have friends that passed away that are young, and you don't see it coming.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so value your time first, then you'll know what to do.
A lot of people doesn't know where to go in terms of career. And they're still learning, or lost. What do you want to tell to them so that they find their passion or find their goal or identify their goal?
Keep trying new things. I used to do flyers. I flipped burgers and made hot dogs. Did street sales. Later, I was in a better sales job with better pay, but I wasn't learning much. So I went to, actually, that's when I went to the street sales. I got skills, more skills, knowledge. Learn new things. Just keep trying new things to figure it out. Some are born with knowing what they're great at though.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted music. I'm not gonna die not having 1 million views minimum.
Yeah.
And performing in bigger stages. It has happened, but I'm not quite there yet.
Right.
But what I'm doing here on the finance end contributes to the music side, because I get to understand the industry and how things work and why they promote sex a lot and alcohol. And that's just not me. So I'm not those that want to get signed in labels, right? And you control what happens, but you need to find a platform where you can provide a lot of value, then translate it to everything else you want to build.
That's nice. Very well said. So
yeah. And that was more than one question.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, kinetic outcome, Hector Telmo.
Paola Sexton. Thank you so much, Hector.
Yeah. Pleasure's all mine.
Our aim is to provide value. So if you like what you watched, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'm also a financial advisor based in Hong Kong, so feel free to check the description box for my details and email or DM. And if ever you need video and photography services, the phenomenal videos you're watching right now are filmed by 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙠𝙤𝙤. Lastly, if you love hip-hop music, rap, R&B, singing, whichever that sounds amazing to your ears, because I always do a lot of experiments with it, feel free to drop by my channel at SCF Saint or Saint Crossfade. Appreciate you for being part of this episode and more to come. Till next time.